from Newport Beach, it's Good Evening UCI with Steve Scifo, Daniel Miller, Tyler Brie, and Logan Frick, featuring Mike Wong. And now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Good Evening UCI.
I'm Logan Frick, and welcome to Good Evening UCI, hosted exclusively here at the Pelican Hill Resort in Newport Coast, California. It's a pleasure to be back with you at the beginning of our winter quarter, which started off very quickly with big news. The top story on campus, the Black Death letters which have captivated the entire campus. Steve Scifo takes a look and gives you insight as well as what to do if you have suspicious mail.
Finding a suspicious package in the mail is probably one of the last things on the mind of a busy college student. But UCI police say all of us may want to give it a little more thought. Today we look at a potentially dangerous incident that could happen to anyone.
Lately, we've seen a lot more police activity on campus, and thankfully so. They're doing their best to make sure we're just as safe now as we were on January 4th. That's when campus spokesperson Tom Vasich says the first letter was received.
She opened the letter, found there was a white powdery substance, immediately called UCI police. That was about 9:30 Monday morning.
But this wasn't the only letter. It was just one of 5, all of which bear a return address from Idaho. Vasich considers this a definite red flag.
Anything from Idaho, for example, it's recommended that you pull that letter aside.
Police believe the letters were prepared and mailed over winter break to serve as a startling welcome to the new quarter. That's why Vasich says campus mail services have responded with heightened awareness. And the precautions seem to be helping so far. The 5th letter was fortunately never opened.
Saw this letter, knew it was suspicious, immediately called UCI police. So these notification efforts by the campus have been successful in this case.
Although Vasich says no students have received any letters, he leaves us with a list of tips to help all of us avoid a potentially threatening delivery.
So if you get a letter with no return address, if you get a letter with strange writing on it, or if there's stains on it, or if there has a smell, or if you feel a grainy substance in it, regardless of who you are, you should be suspicious of it.
Thank you, Steve. And with that 5th letter never having been opened, it's safe to say we can turn the page on that issue. However, an issue that is not going away, the fee increases. Chancellor Drake and top administrators hosting an open forum for students to be able to hear what is going on. Steve Scifo and the crew were there to determine what you should know.
Well, students got to weigh in on the big issues and big decisions. Decisions some call a step in the right direction, others a step short.
I want you to do something else, and that's what are your actions?
I've met with over 50 legislators. I've testified before both houses of Congress and 25 times before the state legislature.
And for Chancellor Drake, every step of the journey has been worthwhile. He says the continued advocacy seems to be paying off.
And that advocacy has, we believe, put a very important person in the process for us is the governor, and the governor stated that higher education would not be cut anymore.
Median income families will catch the largest break. Those with annual earnings below $70,000 will have their tuition covered by the Blue and Gold program. And those earning under $120,000 will only experience half the proposed cuts. So why is it then that so many students are still unsatisfied? Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs Manuel Gomez says he understands where they're coming from.
I understand some of the idealism and ideological rigor.
The Vice Chancellor says this ideological rigor has impacted key players, spreading its influence from here all the way to Capitol Hill.
The protests thus far, in the main, in the totality, have had more of a positive impact in raising the consciousness of the body politic, including the governor, and the sense of damage done to this great university.
Chancellor Drake assures us this damage is not beyond repair, and with effective activism, we move closer to maintaining an affordable UC system.
I see, let me say, light at the end of the tunnel. I see this as light. We're not nearly there. This is a quarter of the cuts being restored, but it moves us in the right direction and puts us in the place where we can go forward. I think that that's critical. Thank you.
Chancellor and the rest of the administration welcome future opportunities to address student needs and concerns. So keep checking your Facebook and email, and don't miss your opportunity to ask the questions you want to ask.
Another development in our continuing coverage. And now, Irvine in 60 seconds.
Our first stop, the Student Center was looking sharp on January 14th. Verizon Wireless utilized all of Pacific Ballroom for an impressive corporate trade show. But all the students cared about, the free food. Now over to the Spectrum. Lines are still out the door for Avatar. The James Cameron 3D Spectacular proves it can still draw in crowds in box office leading numbers. If you still haven't seen it, you better buy tickets online. That's the only place you'll find them. And they're also lining up on Ring Road, but for a different reason. Workers concerned about their job safety have united to show they're not ready to give in to a tough economic climate, a sign of the times we all face here at UCI.
A sign of the times, and now, a sign of the taste. Daniel Miller and Tyler Brie check out a stunning sushi bar that might just be the host of your next party.
There it is! Yes! Yes! Before we eat, we have to introduce it. Oh yeah. Okay, guys, we are at what's it called? Tokyo Table. Yes! It looks delicious. I can't wait. Sorry, it's gonna be a short introduction. I need to eat, homie.
Well, it looks like we're just in time. And wait a minute, isn't that...
Dino's here. It's made by day.
And now that we're all here, Tyler, introduce us.
So we're here at Tokyo Table. This place is delicious. We started looking through the menu. However, it's happy hour. Throw that crap away. Pick this bad boy up. $2.95 for 4 delicious California. Yes! We're so golden. Look how good that looks, man.
Dude, I'm in for 10.
It's all juicy and just so vivacious.
Vivacious? Well, whatever that means, it's safe to say Tyler likes what he sees. But Daniel, what about you?
Dude, look at those succulent pieces of earth.
So the menu looks pretty good, but what about if you need to wet your whistle? Well, they've got that covered too.
Dude, it's even full bar. Could we ask for more?
But don't wet your whistle too much.
This place is so good, I even want to eat this.
Dude, what is that?
It's a leaf, dude.
It's a leaf.
Ate the leaf.
Enough clowning around. We came here for a meal. Now, boys, are we ready?
Well, it is safe to say that we are set.
Dude, we're good.
Sounds great. So, Tyler, what did you order?
Logan, I ordered a spicy tuna roll. Delicious. Perfect amount of spice. California roll. Fresh off the press. Best California roll I think I've had in life.
Well, it looks like the introductions are finally over. But wait a second. It looks like everyone wanted to be in on this meal.
So I got the spicy tuna roll, and this is pretty amazing. It is the perfect thing to eat during happy hour.
Mike, you said it best. It certainly is a happy hour for these guys.
Dude, I love these sushi rolls.
They're hotter than wasabi.
You got that right. It was so hot that Mike had to cool down.
Hey, somebody couldn't handle the hot, spicy tuna roll, finishing his water up.
And the goofiness is on both sides of the table. You boys can't even keep your chopsticks off each other's plates.
Dude, I have to steal your food right now.
Dude, that's mine.
That's mine now, baby.
It's too good. Dude.
So if you want to experience food worth fighting for, how would you get there?
Honestly, dude, I lost track of time and space. Where the hell are we, dog?
iPhone is telling me Alton and Jamboree. Dude, we need to ride back to Newport, doggy.
Sure.
So now that we've all got rides back, what's the final verdict, boys?
So lucky that we get to enjoy ourselves at such a fine dining place like this.
I love my life.